One thing that I really like about this game is when I notice a reference to things, like all the fins on Uriah, or the fact that we are in Uriah just in general. It's nice. Hey, welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we fought our first super boss, and this time we're going to be going through the ruins of Cebu, and really just through Pentelis in general, just to see what we've all missed in terms of unique monsters. I know of at least 2 that we've missed, so we can tackle those. Or at least 1? Fight the other one? I don't know. Zelka has some words for me. So, did you get to see Koji? Yes, first time in a long time. Koji look awfully worn out, though. Still, he not lose indomitable spirit of defiant. He still speak own mind regardless of thinking of others. Much in tune with Nappan philosophy. That's your takeaway here?
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
So, nice to see that. They went from working together with one with Nappan. But apparently Koji no longer is working with Zoka, though. So, rest in peace, Zoka, I guess. Our random hero for this episode has been chosen as Triton, and our random Ouroboros is Mio. Yeah. Should be fine there. Shit. How do we... Alright, it's all the way up top here. Gotta climb a long way because we got these level 83... Was it an 83... Was it a trio? I think it was a trio. And the cats jumped on the disc. I think it was a trio of unique monsters. There were like an Agnian assassin squad or something like that. Or some such as some might say. It's me, I would say that. You enjoyed the good old some such. Again, pretty soon we'll have some more like directed things. It's just I've not really had time lately to get notes down as well as... Is it only 2? I thought it was 3. Yeah, I've not really had the time to get my notes down as I would like. So, that's why I kind of have these a little more filibustery episodes. It's, yeah, just kind of something that's happening. Let's go with... You should have... Nope. Alright, lands, I guess. Replace that, get Soul Hack. Impregnable Sandu and Godlike Craster. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And it's time to fight the Agnian Assassins. Which I don't think should be terribly difficult. It's really weird when you have, you know, just random high-level enemies. That does actually remind me of... In fact, we still have to take out Jingoistic... I can't remember his name. The Territorial Rock part of this game. And I don't think we have any... Oh, we do... Oh, right, we have Troubadour. Of course we have first. And we're gonna make so much money off of this because of all the dog tags and everything, and it'll be great. Be all nice and great and wonderful, and we're not gonna have any issues. Good. Yeah, a couple things that we will go over eventually is, one big one is going to be picking up every single, like getting all the areas that are references to the previous 2 games. That's going to be a very long one because I'm not familiar with how every single area of all the of both games work, and I think if there's any references to X that I just don't know because I haven't played X, so that'll be one that it's going to take a while to get that. Of course, the usual voice actors will be one in there. I'm probably going to try to talk about the soundtrack a little bit, but I'm not exactly certain what angle to take with that. That one might be, you know, talking about... that one I can do musical motifs, I suppose. And there's actually probably a couple episodes that could fit into that. Because this game does have a lot of musical motifs out there and kind of references to the previous games. Oh god, that's one where I'm going to have to listen to like a lot of the soundtrack and just try to see what I can all remember is part of what games. So, that'll be fun. Let's pop in Senna right away. Yeah, there's a couple that I already know. I think it's Cadenzia, right? No, shit, what area is it? There's one that is very, very obviously, it references the Sword Valley. I've lost the name for a moment. References Sword Valley pretty heavily. I think Milik Meadow takes a decent bit from Gormott, but I think that's just because... This is stuff where I'm gonna do more research before I actually get all this stuff in. I guess I can use this episode to just kind of talk about some of the stuff, at the very least, but... We have, like, the... I lost my train of thought now. Yeah, they have some where it's pretty obviously, you know, some tunes are very much, they reference other songs in the series, and it's not really hard to see that in those cases. But, of course, some of them are a little bit more hidden than others, a lot more so. It's mostly area themes that have the musical references. There's probably... No, that's really just going to be going through every area theme in the other games, which still is a lot, but no, I didn't even realize I did that. Well, hopefully, this works out fine for me. But yeah, like there's, I know there's one that is very much, pretty close to the Spirit Crucible. But again, I'm forgetting these off the top of my head. Some of it is areas that are fairly related to others. There's some that it's not like direct references, but general areas that you'll find that are pretty close in reference to each other. Still Demon Punisher? Nope. So I kinda fluffed that up. Well, I'll work with it. Kinda snuffed it. But yeah, there's, like, I'm trying to think of kind of a little bit more general areas. I think Capricorn Peak is pretty, it's relatively similar to Valak Mountain. Of course, the Sword March is, you know, Sword Valley. I believe it's the Mechonis Sword is pretty much the exact same as the Great Sword. One of the things that's pretty direct because that's one that I'm pretty familiar with. Around here we have a lot of Orion Ruins, pretty fitting as well. Again, I'll go more in depth to go cover all of those. I'll probably also, so we have those. I'll eventually be able to find one where it's getting everything, like full overview of the region, everything that you got going on with it, full overview, what you're throwing out for us. But yeah, that's one where I am. Again, it's a lot of time for things like that. It's not so easy on the more... Yeah, it takes a lot of time on those. Some of them can be a little bit quick, like a little bit, well, this is probably... Xenoblade's going to be an exception because of the UK localization team. But voice actors tend to be pretty easy, because I recognize a lot of the names. Only one that I recognize here is Amy Fiona Edwards, who is Mio's voice actor, who is also Ronnie in Elden Ring. Apparently I just wasn't looking at the overheat. But that's the only one that I'm pretty sure it's Amy Fiona Edwards, that's... Yeah. Mio's voice actor, as well as Ronnie, the witch. Maybe when the DLC comes out, I'll play it a little bit more, play it again. I'll just restart from the beginning. Not like the story makes any sense anyways, but still. Otherwise, like, a lot of these voice actors, most of the voice actors aren't, at least on behind the voice actors, which is where I get the information from for the most part, they don't really have much going on there. I think a lot of the UK localization teams, a lot of the UK voice acting crew is more like screen actors, which, again, just something that I am not as familiar with, especially if it's UK screen actors. So that one I'll probably end up having to go IMDb for. We can grab those. Check what our new things we got. We got large scale. Oh, I didn't even check my chart. Large scale shock. Extends area of effect. Fiery morale. Heals. Oh, that's actually really, well, situationally really nice. And Monarchs are just straight up max 10% HP. 10% max. You get what I'm saying. Now, as for the second one that's out and about these parts, we do have a big ol' Spiderino. We gotta go punch in the face. Yeah, like, I think this area is like Fontsamaima, I'm pretty sure. I believe that, you know, this building is pretty up there. I don't remember exactly where. Another thing that's also going to take a while is getting reference pics.
Should be time for dinner soon, right?
Finding out what we all have for, like, being able to show off, hey, here's what this area looks like. A lot of times you can see the reference pretty well. But other times it's a little bit more difficult to notice. Because, like, that's a pretty specific building in Fontsamaima, which you're probably not going to, you know, immediately be like, oh, it's that one building from the capital of Uriah, because you never really have to go back to Uriah. You don't really have to backtrack at all in these games. Well, one, you kind of have to. Like, for the most part, there's not really much backtracking in these games, which I am mostly fine with, but not like, revisiting areas I think is good for a game, but not always. Or, it can be good, it's good for a game, but I understand that sometimes you don't wanna, right? Oh, Jesus. I nearly just walked off a cliff there. Was not paying attention to where I was walking. One thing I do like is they also have, like, all these flying enemies that are pretty much, you know, you can't really fight them. They're just set decoration, which I think is cool. Did we fight this one? We did not. Right at level 50. That's why I was wondering if we fought it. Gracious Titania. Or Titania. Whichever way. I actually don't know which way is the more proper pronunciation. At least in regards to, like, Shakespearean. You know, Queen Titania, the whole Midsummer Dream, I think. Haven't actually read it. I just kind of generally know that it's a thing, which honestly is a majority of the information that I say. It's just like, I generally know what this is talking about, which honestly is fine. I don't think you really need to usually go too in-depth in terms of your knowledge of really too much. Like, most of the time it's alright to just be, you know, be able to dabble a little bit in whatever interests you and, you know, not feel like you need, or not, sometimes knowing a lot removes the fun, which maybe is an obvious statement, but still. I'm not gonna bother with a chain attack on this one. Around here, of course, we start going into the, I think it's just called the Ether Mine, around Colony 6. Start getting around that. There's some that are definitely more speculative than others. The Great Cot Falls are possibly the... Oh, I can't even remember the name. The falls out in Macna Wildwood, Macna Forest. Wouldn't be too surprising to have that there. We'll go and take on the Jingoistic as well, because I know that's around here. Well, I know where that is, I should say. Which is right around here. Lucas Ayat is close enough. And we can look around Gormat, well, look around Aedia. I don't think the region names are references to anything. I don't think they really tie in too much. But one of the big ones, just Gormat. A lot of the wings about Gormat. Gormat, of course, you got the Gower Plain Arches out there. Milik Meadows is definitely where you can really start seeing the parts of the other worlds combined. Which... God, Jingoistic Gigantus is what it was, okay. And you can start seeing, oh, you know, if you're someone who plays the game, especially the Gower Plain Arches, those are very notable. Especially with their appearance in Smash. Of course, Gower Plain is the stage there. But, yeah. Pop that. We got that Goggles have a fart move. Oh boy. Like, you can really see Uriah right there. You got Uriah, big hole in it. You don't really get to see Uriah too much in 2, just because you're inside of it. Of course, Gower Plain Arches there. We got a fin of Gormat up there. Just right around here, we're already, again, seeing a bunch of different areas that are, you know, references to the other games, references to the other world, which, like, again, it's something that it's probably not too difficult. Like, I think it would be reasonable if you are someone who's like, hey, there's an awful lot of things that are similar with these, and figure out something's going on with them. But even then, like, it's not like it's hitting you over the head with it. It doesn't really mention too much about it's not in your face about the references to the other games. Not really until, of course, when we get to Mia and Melia. At that point, you kind of you really don't have a choice in that at that point. But like, it's of course, the gameplay being a combination of the two. Then you start seeing some of the areas that are a combination of the two, and it just kind of, yeah. You start really seeing, hey, there's a lot going on in this game. Oh god, we had Triton with us. Alright, Triton. Go for the Barbarous Raid. And we can take the launch advantage, actually. For once. Pop that, then we'll pop Triton, who can just side attack, I guess. Then we can Lance, who will burst. And again, I remember bringing this up, like, way at the beginning of the game, that you have, like, the characters being references to other things in the game. So, of course, you have Noah's just a normal Hums. You have Uni the High Enta. You have Lands the really good. You have Lands the Machina. Lands Machina. And then, of course, for our Agnian trio. Again, I did not realize for a while that Tyan was a Blade Eater, but very much is. Then you have Tyan, Blade Eater. You have Senna, who is just kind of just a normal Blade, but she's Brigid. I mean, Flaming Hair kind of is a giveaway. Flaming Blue Hair, I should say. Then you get Mio is a Flesh Eater, get the red core crystal. It's weird because I swear the core crystal colors on Neo change so often. Like, sometimes it looks... I don't remember who we had it. Like, sometimes it looks more blue than red, other times it looks more red than blue, and it's just like, what is going on? Maybe it's just me, but still. And of course the throwback outfits also do really help with, you know, putting pieces together. That doesn't hurt to have, you know, see some more obvious ones in there. But we can just Brave Assault. Poppy, we're definitely gonna be able to kill. Well, definitely. Okay, definitely. We'll go with lands. And just pop that. So, like, this is definitely a love letter to the Xenoblade Saga. Not Xenosaga, Xenoblade Saga. You get what I'm saying. And I think that, like, I feel like just for sake of branding, you would still have the series called Xenoblade, Xenoblade Chronicles, but I don't think you follow the story of these ones. I don't think you really have these combined. Generally online, these games, the Xenoblade, well, not generally, but like on the, you know, Xeno series fan, whatever, like the Klaus Saga, Klaus being the, well, the guy who kind of started all of it in the story, was he was just a scientist on some station orbiting Earth. Some big catastrophe happens, and reality splits in two. Now they're coming back together, and yeah, you get to see Klaus as Zanza, who's like all of the negative aspects of him. Then you get to see Klaus kind of just as himself in 2, and big spoiler, whatever. No, kind of. It's not really too important, to be honest. Like, it's background lore thing. It doesn't affect the story much. But still, like, I think the series will still be called Xenoblade Chronicles, but I think you kind of move away from this, at least. Gameplay you probably keep relatively similar, but you don't have much connection to the others. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I'd be happy if I'm wrong, honestly, because I like a lot of things in this game, a lot of more tropey things. But rambling at this point, that'll do it for this time, and next time, we'll go out and do a little bit more exploring, I think. I'll find something, I swear, eventually. But until then, see you guys later.